MicroStrategy dips below its NAV for its first time in 2 years. You got to hear what Saylor says about it. Well, what about Denelle and Brad from Stellar and Ripple? We'll talk that. Altcoins, XRP Xlm price action, and
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
And there's players out there making money and they're happy about it, telling you that you should be happy about it. But if you're not making money and they are, well, then that's just them rubbing it in your face. We've got a lot to talk about in today's video, so let's get right into the comments because you, the viewer, matter most. Starting us off today is Trick, and he says, in shiny we trust. So I talk about the shiny stuff, gold and silver. I use that to hedge against all my crypto plays. If I buy some crypto, trust me, I buy some gold and silver. Ryan Duffy says, thanks for the shout out, brother. That was rad. Spent a good deal of time on the live. Thank you very much to the massive number of you that caught the lives. Trust me, whenever we have big news, we're going to go live on that action. And, well, government shutdown, we're going to be talking about it again mid-December, only a month away. Says I learned about Of Shane because of you. Yes, the tunes. Cheers to that and to us being where we couldn't picture weeks ago. Let's see what else can happen. That seems far away. Maybe it's not Ola. Well, thank you, Ryan, for the kind words. Rounding us out is GHFGFUUU says, how do we know the exchanges aren't using AI bots as a collective and dumping on the market and pumping with the market goes? Rinse and repeat. We don't know that. In fact, we know that bots control crypto. Right? When the market goes poop, everything goes poop. And it's kind of weird. You notice it very individualistic, don't you? A few things are popping out right now, like Zcash up 16% to 574, making a secondary runners at a dead cat bounce. Bitcoin down 3.9%, ETH down 0.44, XRP down 0.1. We've seemed to have chilled a little bit. Except look at ADA clinging onto the 50-cent mark at 50.65. Doge under that 16-cent mark. XLM 26 cents. What about Denelle Dixon? What about Garlinghouse? I've got that and more coming up. Ooh, altcoin season 32 out of 100. I don't know if that's going to do it. Why? Because it's mostly red up on the screen. And yes, we're going to talk Stellar XLM price action. Why? There's something you need to see. But first, here's why Grayscale wants to go public despite $4.5 billion in ETF outflows. Yes, Grayscale wants to go public, and a lot of companies that do want to go public to raise money. However, the filing failed to disclose the number of shares to be sold or the value of those holders. Whoa, Klaus, what are you talking about? People that are into their ETFs are going to get first crack. Importantly, Grayscale reserved a part of their IPO allocation for investors in a spot BTC ETF and its ETH ETF. These early investors will gain early access into Gray shares. It's share. That's the Grayscale ticker for, or the share ticker for Grayscale. Grayscale's IPO filing reveals a notable revenue decline between September and January of 2025. Whoa. As crypto market was roaring, y'all were making less money during this period. The firm reported $318 million in gross revenue and $203 million in net revenue. Okay, not too bad. In comparison, the same time frame saw what? $397 million. Well, that's quite a decline. And $223 million in net. Ooh, okay. At the same time, fees from these two funds accounted for 88% of its total revenue. That's Grayscale's GBTC and their ETH. So they make a lot of money on these, and yet they didn't make enough with that kind of crazy volume. As such, both Grayscale's Bitcoin and ETH ETFs have faced massive outflows over the past year. We've been watching it. So you got an IPO for a company whose top line and bottom line is shrinking. Would you get into it? Do you think Grayscale can turn it around with the investment? Volatility is your friend. Eric Trump is not bothered by the Bitcoin carnage. Yeah, of course not. Because these people are making tons of money on, oh, that's right, they're doing ETF products, aren't they? Yes, they are. So again, they're able to make money on it. Eric Trump-Asana, President Donald Trump and co-founder of American Bitcoin, isn't deterred by the recent downturn in the crypto market. Says volatility is your friend. Actually, no, green prices are your friend unless you make money off the volatility like the exchanges. Speaking of, volume's at $237 billion right now. It's freaking Friday night and people are still trading like crazy. Turbulence has been worse in the altcoin segment, with major assets down from 5 to 11%, and part of the weakness began on the October 10th market crash that wiped out some $19 billion in leveraged positions. There he goes. Trump-linked American Bitcoin has more than doubled in quarter three's revenue to $64.2 million. Anybody who can't embrace volatility in cryptocurrency should probably get out of it. It's actually a great opportunity for us to buy. Yes, if you have money, and that's what I keep telling you. You have to have money, and you have to offset the risk with something safe. Like Trick says, in Shiny we trust. We do. Put a lot of money into gold and silver because gold and silver will hedge us. Now, MicroStrategy falls below their net asset value amid crypto's crash. Ooh, this is interesting. Listen to this. A stock trading below its net asset value is often seen as a warning sign, especially for businesses like MicroStrategy, now known as Strategy, that has a valuation tied to Bitcoin. The drop below native asset value suggests investors are no longer willing to pay for the company's crypto exposure. A stark contrast in the past 2 years when MicroStrategy shares remained handily above it. This development also raises concerns about the confidence in MicroStrategy's ability to manage volatility or capitalize on Bitcoin's long-term potential. In short, MSTR shares extended losses today because the native asset value reflects skepticism about the NASDAQ listed firm. Basically, what this is all about is the value of MicroStrategy stock, now known as Strategy, is down heavily compared to like their BTC action. So people are looking at this going, well, wait a minute, why would you buy MicroStrategy if you could just buy BTC? Because BTC's held its value over the last year better than MicroStrategy stock has. Yeah, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? Because the stock is trading below its net asset value, often seen as a warning sign. So now, sailors out there doing what? Well, we'll get to it. But first, the altcoin report. Market cap drops to 1.4 trillion as Bitcoin breakdown is, oh, this is not good. So now we had October highs, right? With BTC, we had ETH roaring, and now things are getting nasty. The percentage of Binance altcoins trading above their 200-day moving average, a critical health indicator, has collapsed to bear market levels. This chart shows the dramatic cliff dive through November as BTC's correction accelerated. Got it. But what is MicroStrategy's Michael Saylor saying about this? He's like, we bought Bitcoin every day this week. He says we are buying. He says hodl. He says what? He says we are going to be good. You just have to sit through it. Now, a lot of you XRP and Xlm fans are going, what about Denelle and Brad? What are they saying? I mean, MicroStrategy's in trouble not only with their BTC holdings now. Oh, that's not looking too pretty. And because their stock is bad. XRP's price, $7.2 billion in volume. Exchange is making money. You're at $2.27. XLM's volume, $300 million right now. 26 cents in price. So what does Denelle had to say? Even though the price is getting pounded, even though if you zoom out to the year, we're all the way back to November price action time. All the way back. That is not a good sign at all. So what does Denelle say? Absolutely nothing. That's right. If you go to her tweets, enterprises need and expect technology that delivers with reliable infrastructure that can scale. Oh, okay. That's why Turbo Energy is choosing Stellar to bring debt financing on chain. No, it means you make money by bringing your debt financing on chain. See, retail doesn't make money on this. Those players do. The exchanges make money on this. Those that have the cash make money on this. XLM holders not making money on this because they're seeing massive amounts of profit erode. Those peaks of like 50 plus cents, those days are long gone because regs might even be done. So Denelle is quiet about it. She's talking about her trip in Africa and all the Stellar people that she met with a Kuna wallet. Well, that's great. What has Brad said? Well, Brad said it's finally happening. He's talking about the XRPC, the XRP ETF from Canary Capital. He's like, it's finally happening. This is freaking awesome. Well, the only problem is he's only mentioning the good news and not the bad news because he doesn't say anything. At least Sailor's out here telling you, hodl. We are buying. We bought every day this week. This dude is at least talking with some sort of conviction. The leaders of XRP and XLM are silent about their action. Brad's only posting positive stuff. 2025, without a doubt, has been an incredible year for Ripple and a record year for crypto as a whole. Awesome. I'm glad it's great for Ripple. I'm glad the private shares are super high, but you're not saying shit about what? The decline in XRP price action. $3 is fairly far away. We lost that in October with the government shutdown. Beginning of October, we were at 303 plus. Now, 226. XLM, same story. We were way, way up here in October. We were at 40 cents in October, now 26. So as strategy stock has some NAV problems where players are like, yeah, we might as well just go BTC instead of going with this company, Xlm and XRP, Stellar and Ripple leaders are quiet about it, touting the good, not the bad, except we know that the crypto market is both good and bad. That's why you're here, because you watch the news, good, bad, happy, or sad. And right now, I got to be honest with you. The only leadership I'm really seeing is coming from this guy. And that's fucked up. Yeah, Denelle keeps talking about all these transactions on the chain and tokenization for stuff, but you don't make money on that. These players do. That's why they're all happy. That's why the Trump brothers are happy about it, because with this volatility, they're like, we got money coming in. We can keep buying the dip on this. We can make money with our ETF products that we're releasing. Brad's out there and he's like, yo, this is an amazing day, Canary Capital. This is awesome. Amazing year for Ripple. Meanwhile, XRP fans are like, what about the same XRP that you've been using and selling to fund a lot of your operations, to help you with all that buying? Denelle Dixon and paying for all her trips to Africa and Madrid, Spain, and wherever the hell the Stellar Development Foundation goes. Where do you think that money comes from? The XLM they sell. So it's odd that Sailor is out here at least saying something. I know Sailor's cringe as shit. I know his AI photo of hang out with the ship, you know, that whole thing was just really bad. But at least he's saying something. At least he's one of these crypto leaders that when it's bad, he's at least active. He's not just showing like just the positives. Because think about it. Brad and Denelle are quiet during all this negativity. They never talk about price, but at least Sailor does. So I got to give some credit to the Sailor man there, because honestly, Brad and Denelle only bring up the good, right? Go to their Twitters and you'll see. Brad's touting all this good shit about Ripple, all this cool stuff about RLUSD. But man, when the news is bad, when the price action of XRP is bad, he is shh. Denelle, she's in Africa pimping Stellar to everyone out there. Okay, cool. Have you seen the lack of action with the Stellar XLM price? You haven't tweeted about it, and you never do. You never tweet about the negative. See those people out there, just like the exchange I brought earlier. Yeah, the exchange story, where the exchange is like, oh, this is an amazing time for crypto. Yeah, because the volume's nuts, and you're making action on that volume, on the volatility. So there's people out there that are going to tell you what you want to hear, and then there's people out here that tell you what you need to hear. Good, bad, happy, or sad. Sucks balls, I get it. Got to take another bite out of the poop sandwich, I get it. Sick and tired of the bigs out there telling you how freaking awesome this is? Yeah, because they're freaking making money on the red on the screen. That's why I hedge with the shiny stuff. Choo-choo what? It's been flashing for the last 2 seconds. Choo-choo bitches.